Hi, do the cookies, candy bars, or potato chips call your name from your kitchen pantry? Or maybe when you're standing in line to check out at the grocery store? You're not alone. Hi, I'm Kim Lucard. I'm a registered dietitian. I'm a mother of two teenage boys, and I'm the author of Eat, Skate, Win, 7 Steps for Your Youth Hockey Star to Eat Like a Champion. Today, by the end of this webinar, you are going to understand why you choose the foods you choose and how to do something about it if these foods are controlling your life. So before I get started, go ahead and write down the 3 foods you crave each day, and be honest, no one's looking at your list, and what time of day you crave them. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up my slides and get started. Welcome to Calm Your Cravings, 21 Days to a More Energized You. Have you ever wondered what food cravings are? Food cravings are that intense desire that you get to eat a particular food and you will go out of your way to find it. We are very similar to cavemen. Humans have not changed that much since we first stepped on the earth. We look a little bit different than our ancestors did, but we have a lot in common. We walk upright. We are omnivores, meaning many of us eat animals and plants, and we crave the food that they ate. I love this little cartoon. This chicken stuff isn't bad. It tastes like dinosaur. Cavemen ate the foods that we eat. They ate fatty foods. They ate salty foods. And they ate sweet foods. However, they ate them for a different reason than we did. Fatty foods were important because they provided them with lots of energy. A food that's rich in fat provides your body with 9 calories per gram. That's why you can eat so many calories from a small piece of cheese. Now, back in the caveman days, their fatty food was either running towards them, getting ready to kill them, or they were running away from their fatty food, trying to save their life in an effort to get their family some food. Salty foods were craved and eaten because it helps the body retain water. If you tend to hold water, you know that when you eat more salt, your body gets a little bit puffier. I have a good friend who likes to use the term, I feel like a bloatation when she holds too much water. Most of the salty foods eaten by the cavemen came from the sea. And then they also ate sweet foods. Why? Sweet foods were less likely to kill them. But back then, the sweet foods were the fruits and the berries that they collected along their walk from one place of living to another. Remember, they didn't set up their houses anywhere. They didn't even pitch tents for any time at all. They were moving all the time. So the sweet foods that the cavemen and women ate were just a few berries that they could grab as they were moving through their day. Many psychologists believe that our food cravings evolved from our need to feed our bodies and to make sure we had calories stored in our body to last a long time without food. Nowadays, we don't worry about going without food. But back in the caveman days, food wasn't plentiful. After all, the cavemen didn't have any vending machines, microwave ovens, or fast food restaurants. So what they stored in their body was what their body used for fuel in between meals, which for the caveman could probably be days. So where do your cravings come from? Believe it or not, you must go back to when you were growing in your mother's womb. In the second trimester of your life, your senses of smell and taste were developed. And babies are born with a unique preference for sweet tastes. If you've ever taken a psychology class or a nutrition class, maybe you've seen the picture of the different babies, and they all have a unique expression on their face. The baby with tasting the bitter taste has the standard lemon pucker on their lips. The baby eating sugar water has this very calm look on their face. So our cravings and our preference for our foods go way, way back. When we look at men and women, we are different. Women crave food more often than men. Almost all women report a craving of sweet foods like chocolate. Chocolate tops the list. 97 to 100% of women report having some type of food craving, whereas 67 to 70% of the men report having food cravings, and men prefer fatty foods like French fries or barbecue. Are you destined to crave food? Well, let's look at the difference between true hunger and appetite, because they are not the same. What actually causes hunger? Hunger is a physiological response to your stomach being empty. You know, you've heard it before, or maybe you've been in a meeting and you've heard somebody sitting next to you, their stomach is actually growling. That is a physiological change in response in their body, and it's telling the brain, hey, feed me, need food, just like that little stomach there. It's empty, it's starving. But appetite, however, is a psychological need for food. Emotions can trigger your appetite. All different types of emotions. Happy, sad, angry, excited, you name it. You grab food to fill a void, to celebrate, to quiet the boredom, to procrastinate on schoolwork or chores, you name it. Just stop and think for a minute how many times you have eaten something when you haven't been really hungry. That is your appetite driving it. When I teach my college classes, I ask my students to think about, when was the last time they went out to dinner with their friends, and then they went to Barnes & Noble, and they knew walking into Barnes & Noble, their stomach was full of food. They had just eaten. They just paid the tab, and they had walked out the door, and they had walked across the parking lot to Barnes & Noble. Well, you walk into Barnes & Noble, and what do you smell? You smell that yummy coffee. They're probably baking brownies or chocolate chip cookies. And where do you find yourself? You find yourself over looking at the list of foods to eat and the coffees to order, even though you don't physiologically need food. You just filled your stomach. That is appetite. So what causes our food cravings? You know the feeling, like I just said. Maybe you just ate dinner or you just ate breakfast. But on the way to work, you pass your favorite donut shop. My favorite donut shop is Dunkin' Donuts, and you know the smell. If it's Dunkin' Donuts, you smell it. If it's Krispy Kreme, you smell it, and you see the sign, fresh donuts. So you start to want and crave that food, even though there's no empty space in your stomach for it. And you think to yourself, oh no, you smell the donuts, but you go on autopilot. Your mind goes blank, and before you know it, you're at the drive-through window ordering your favorite donut and coffee. And were you hungry? No, you just ate. Hormones can also trigger our food cravings, and if you are a woman who has hormonal fluctuations, some have more than others during your menstrual cycle, this can cause stress, which can lead to craving certain foods. The need for more serotonin to be produced is a result of stress. Serotonin helps us feel calm and relaxed. It's considered the feel-good neurochemical in your brain. When you eat simple carbohydrates, your brain can make more serotonin. That picture right there is actually a true picture of a Ritz cracker pie I made a while back. So think back to when you may have been depressed, or maybe you're kind of blue and depressed right now. And if you take an honest look at what you've been eating the past few days or months, you might be able to relate your food intake or your increased sweet intake with the fact that you're not feeling so great about how things are going in your life. And you're using that food to help your body make more serotonin, which is making you feel better for the time being. But in the long run, it's not making you feel any better about your situation. And it actually may be making you gain weight, which only compounds whatever issue you're dealing with, because then you have to deal with that issue on top of gaining weight. So it has a negative feedback, which you don't want. Restrictive dieting can also cause you to crave foods. Whenever I'm working with someone, I never go below 1,200 calories. That is so low. 1,200 calories is the minimum amount of calories you need each day to ensure that you're getting just the bare minimum of carbohydrates, fats, proteins, and vitamins and minerals you need for your body to function. Oftentimes, however, women choose to go below 1,200 calories, and that is not good. What happens is you end up eating too few calories, and eating too few calories can decrease the amount of tryptophan that you're eating, because you get your tryptophan from protein. And tryptophan is the amino acid that is considered the precursor, or it is the precursor for your body to make serotonin. Stress increases your cortisol level, which can also have a negative response for you. I'm sure maybe some of you have heard that increasing cortisol in your body can lead to increased belly fat. It's designed to help your body get ready for the fight or flight situation. So increased cortisol is going to make you want to eat more high-fat foods and high sugary foods. But we're not running from the dinosaurs and the beasts anymore. We're running from things that we actually can't see, things that we carry in our head, and that increases our cortisol level. So how do you handle your food cravings? First, accept the fact that you have them. Everyone has food cravings. Men have them more than women. Get in tune with yourself, your moods, and know when you're truly hungry. And this takes time. It takes about 11 days for your body to start making different connections in your brain. If you give yourself a full 3 weeks at actively trying to change your connections with food and how you feel, you will begin to make strides. How do I know? Since the age of 14, I have used food in a different way than most people. I learned at 14 that I was truly hypoglycemic. And so when I get up in the morning and start my day, I eat a certain way so that I have energy all day long. I know that if I start my day with too many carbohydrates, I'm going to crash. I'm not going to have the energy that I need to get up in front of my students, teach my class in an energized manner. So I live this day in and day out, and I would love to show you how, but it takes time. So think about your triggers. You know, does boredom make you reach for more food? Procrastination, feeling like it doesn't matter. Maybe you're celebrating and you're happy because something great happened, or the, oh heck, what's the use? You know, I've always been like this, I'm always going to be like this, it'll never get any better. Or that age-old statement, I'll start tomorrow. Throw caution to the wind tonight, I'll start tomorrow. And then your starting tomorrows happen day after day after day, and you never step back long enough to get a real good look at why you're choosing the foods that you're choosing and how to handle your cravings so that you can get up and feel energized with your food choices without having to resort to too much caffeine and too much of those coffee or energy drinks. The list will go on. Here's a helpful picture of a sugar addiction. This is not mine. It is the perpetual sugar addiction, showing you that when you eat sugar, you like it, you crave it. It has some addictive properties in your brain. Like I said, it can trigger your body to make serotonin. It's actually your simple carbs in very, very small amounts that help you to feel better. And when I say small amounts, I mean a small red bliss potato. I mean, we're just talking like 1 ounce, not the amounts of sugar that we usually eat. So eating sugar spikes your blood sugar, and this increases dopamine, and it helps your brain feel better. But then it's followed by a rapid fall in your blood sugar level, which is a rapid fall in your energy level. Then you begin the craving cycle all over again, and it has a vicious feedback loop. And being able to stop it is the key to having an energized day, losing weight, and feeling better. I want to thank you for spending some time with me today in this short webinar to explore how you can break your craving cycle. Email me at kimlucardrd@gmail.com, and in the subject line, just request a Crush My Cravings discovery session. It's free. I'll get back in touch with you so we can schedule a time to get on the phone and just have a conversation about how things are going with your food and your weight and your energy level, and perhaps there's a way that I'll be able to help you get out of this vicious cycle. Thank you again, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.